Welcome to the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. That's right. I'm back. Mr. Blows Your Minds, and this is Black Minds TV, and I am your host. This channel is to report, articulate, transmit, communicate, articulate, relate, decode, unveil, spread the news, whether it's by video, news, websites, or quotes from publications. As I articulate these information, I ask that the creator of the universe be here, heart, mind, soul, and spirit. Because why? The truth don't need no partner. And you know what my motto is? I'm never going to tell you what I heard. I'm only going to tell you what I know. That's right, today, y'all, February 28, 2019, the last day that they say that they can only tolerate is Black History Month. Now, we know as being BADOS, ADOS, and DOS, that this is just a temporary official, right? What they call official celebration of the month, or commemorative, right? More commemorative, right? And so before I get into that, first and foremost, I got to say what's good to the fam that should be watching the video. Each and every one of you, you know I know who you is. So I want to thank you for, being participants of the video. I know I'm not on the regular. As you can see, I'm trying to put more aspects that have more access to putting out more information. So you'll see on the screen, you'll see some of the logos I got up there, right, about the Twitter and all that. Anybody wants to get that kind of information, just hit me up and I shall send that to you, and then you should have access to that. Because again, I have to get around, because again, Mr. Blows Your Mind be fine. I think, but before I get into that, but first I want to thank you first, subscribers and fam in the house. Passerbyers, welcome. It's always a grand opening over here. As a grand opening, what you do, you go down the aisle, see something you like. Maybe you shop with somebody, hit that like button, hit a dislike button. I can have a supervisor or manager come out. Maybe we can have a discount, talk to you. Maybe we can give you a discount or IOU. Maybe we can get you to get a second return and get a like from you then, but get a purchase. And anyway, as passerby, we welcome you here as well. And agents, well, let me put it in the air. Let me put this in the air. Well, for those who were here when I used to do the live, I did the live show when I was talking about how I am the most hated show in the corner. The reason why that is because it just doesn't make sense, does it? Think about it. It just doesn't make sense. That a channel, and I don't say, oh no, not you. Here you go again, Mr. Blood. Man, don't do that. Come on. Get over it. No, we don't get over it. We have to be persistent. We have to stay on their neck. Don't let up. They don't let up. So, here I am, a channel with 2.930 and can't get past 100 views on a video. So, what Mr. Blows Your Mind did. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll show you what I did per se today. Because remember, those who happened to see the live show when I showed you directly. Remember, we went in, put the specific names, show who it was, show how it shows in all the search engines that somehow, regardless if you put the name entirely, it does not show. And so today, I did something that, again, proved positive of just the simple fact that what I've been saying is what facts, and maybe, again, agents, since you're listening, you already know. I figured out something today that I always had knew, but maybe at the end of this, I may just show you it then better than telling you it. So anyway, that may just, those who get to the end of the show, you might see that. Okay, so, once again, it's on another day, same old soup, just reheated. And so, again, my thought is just like somebody with a pinata, put a blindfold on them, put a dart in their hand, spin around 3 times, no matter where they throw it on a map, it's always popping on this planet, ain't it? No matter where you go, there's always something going on. The day nothing goes on, that means the day you either not existing or the planet is no longer here. And according to we have to deal with what we got to do with until that particular day, we must report because we are part of the black media. Myself and others out here trying to keep us informed. And sometimes it's just some things are just for lessons to be taught. Now let's go ahead and get into the show because, again, that's what you clicked on the button for. Well, you know how it goes, y'all. There's always something in the news. And, again, sometimes you have to look at the situation. You have to say, well, damn, things when it's personal. So I don't get into all the personal aspect of people because you're not there, right? So you have to just kind of speculate. But, again, when I see something of this magnitude and I hear the family side of it, I have to wonder, well, maybe they got some, maybe they know something we don't know, right? I've seen another interview where there was one of the niece of the family, and she said what she had to do. And it's not saying that just because, certain things are set up that certain situations don't happen. Sometimes people got to be sly conniving. Again, same thing like here on this channel, man. You would think that what again, we'll see those who stay to the end. You'll get to see it. Otherwise, you know, some people may just be like, you always say that. The truth of the matter is, I prove positive. I show it to you every time. So when somebody's here no longer to defend themselves and somebody's constantly just berating them and talking bad about them, maybe sometimes it is just to vindicate one's name or to vindicate the situation and to just bring guilt on the individual. It could be that, right? Somebody could be traumatized to the fact that that could be what it is. Or it could just be the simple fact that, well, sometimes some people have a long range game, right? It's kind of like chess. Those who play chess, chess is not like checkers where it's just immediate. You see the move, there is some strategy in checkers. Don't get it twisted now. There is some strategy. And so in chess, you try to see moves and try to come at positions in ways that the other person is not, and maybe get caught slipping or don't see it in time. And so maybe that's what this was too, right? We have to look at everybody that was around the individual, and when you kind of like get out of the loop around the people of your skin, even though all of us is not of kin in that way directly, that people could be conniving because they're looking at you as a meal ticket. What are you talking about, Mr. Blows Your Mind? Well, we're going to start the show off with this one here. I done had kind of touched it once before, but there's something in there I just want to kind of bring out because I'm just wondering, what's the purpose in it, right? Like, okay, I get it. I get it from the standpoints of these people who want to do what they want to do. I get that. Right? I get that part. So what we're going to do first here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this first. Then we're going to come back from that and then get into the little dissertation of what my thought is on this. So hopefully everything going good. And let's see how we're going to start the show off. Let's go ahead and kick it. Let's get it.
First on CBS this morning, Michael Jackson's family, they are speaking out about sexual abuse allegations against the singer in an explosive new HBO documentary. In Leaving Neverland, Wade Robson and James Safechuck claim Jackson abused them for years when they were young children. The documentary premieres this weekend. Jackson has always denied any inappropriate behavior with children. Safechuck and Robson both sued the Jackson estate, but their lawsuits were dismissed because of the statute of limitations. They are now appealing that. The Jackson family insists those claims are lies. We spoke to Michael Jackson's nephew Taj and brothers Jackie, Marlon, and Tito. I take this interview very, very seriously because it is very disturbing to me. And that's why I did want to talk to this child psychologist who's an expert. And she said it is extremely rare for teenage boys to make false claims of inappropriate sexual conduct against a man in particular.
Unless you're Michael Jackson.
Wade Robson met Michael Jackson when he was 5. James Safechuck filmed a commercial with Jackson just before he turned 9. Both say that for years the pop icon invited them to his homes and molested them. Accusations the Jackson family vehemently denies.
One thing that struck me that Wade said, he calls Michael Jackson one of the most kindest, gentle, loving, caring person he knows, who helped him creatively, but also sexually abused him from the ages of 7 to 14. Do any of you think that both can be true?
Michael helped him in what he wanted to do with videos and music from that side of things. But if Neverland was so horrifying for him, and why would you keep going back?
None of us in this room were there at the time that these allegations were made. So how can you say what they're saying are lies?
No, we weren't there, and nobody was there, but the facts are a public record. I mean, would he testify under oath all the different things that he said? Those are the facts.
In the past, both men have said that Jackson never harmed them. In 1993, Safechuck gave a statement to police for a molestation case involving another boy. No criminal charges were filed. In 2005, when Jackson faced criminal charges, Robson took the stand. His testimony is often credited with helping Jackson win in court.
Wade and James both say, Wade in particular has admitted, yes, I lied on the stand. Yes, I lied under oath. Yes, I lied to my parents. Yes, I lied to everyone I cared about because I wanted to protect Michael. He did not want to be the one, in his words, that harm Michael Jackson. Do you not believe him when he says that?
I do not believe him when he says that because we know our brother. Michael wouldn't do anything like that. And then he waits until after the passing of Michael, 10 years later, to come out and state this. And they're still in court with the estate, suing them for hundreds of millions of dollars.
Michael's not here to defend himself.
Mm-hmm. So you think the only reason they're doing it is because Michael is no
Of
longer
course.
here? And you don't buy that they wanted to protect him and that's why under oath they lied for
No.
him?
No,
Nobody
Wade's
buys
never
that?
protected anyone in his life.
Does the whole family feel this way? I've seen the comments from the brothers, but I haven't heard anything from your sisters. Say the same thing that you were saying?
about this, of course.
I think there's a fear as well to put more energy to it and more eyeballs to it. I think that's why my Aunt Janet hasn't said anything, because she doesn't want to make it any bigger.
Why do you think they're coming forward now?
Money.
You think it's all about money?
Well, it's all about money.
It's always been about money. I hate to say it, when it's my uncle, it's almost like they see a blank check, and because they've been taken care of their whole life, and I think that's the problem. These people felt that they're owed something. Instead of working for something, they blame everything on my uncle.
Some would say there's a lot at stake financially for the Jackson family as well.
No.
We don't get anything from this thing.
Emotionally, but not
emotionally.
not
I mean,
financially.
Yeah.
Though the Jacksons haven't seen the documentary and say they will never watch it, they take issue with filmmaker Dan Reed, who they say never reached out to the family for their side of the story.
So he took what they were saying, face value, as to be true. But he trusted them, which is nothing wrong with that, but you must verify. Because when you start throwing allegations out about someone, then you got to go back and go, wait a minute, let me make sure I'm telling the right thing. Make sure they're not selling me a bunch of goods, which they were.
What do you want to say about your brother as this documentary is about to hit the country?
I want them to understand and know that this documentary is not telling the truth. There has not been not one piece of evidence that corroborates their story, and they're not interested in doing that.
Some would say, though, guys, it's hard for you to sit here and say the documentary isn't telling the truth when you haven't seen the documentary. Shouldn't you see the documentary,
I don't
Jackie?
care to say no, because I know my brother. I don't have to see the documentary. I know Michael. I'm the oldest brother. I know my brother. I know what he stood for, what he was all about, bringing the world together, making kids happy.
And he was never, in your opinion, abusive to children?
No, never.
Never inappropriate with children?
Never
in a sexual way?
No, in a sexual way.
And the people that really know him, they know the truth too.
Yeah, they are very adamant. As you see, they said that over and over and over again, and even asked different ways about Michael. They all go back to, we know him. The world doesn't know him the way we know him, and he would never, ever hurt a child, which is what Michael Jackson used to say all the time.
And look, I understand as a family, they want to defend and protect him. But one thing that stood out to me watching the documentary is how alone Michael Jackson seemed, right? You didn't see the family around him. In fact, he viewed these boys as family. So that doesn't necessarily work with what they're saying.
He had a very complicated relationship with his family. And when you see the documentary, you will see he felt very close to strangers who you would think didn't know him as well as his family did. It's a very interesting dynamic all the way around, but they are very adamant about this. Michael Jackson did not do this. This is about money, and their brother is not here to defend himself.
All right, so we back. So the family is coming out to defend their family and loved one, Michael Jackson, versus the allegations of, I guess it would be statutory molestation. I guess it would be a molestation, child molestation, right? And so now that Michael Jackson has been gone since 2008, 2009, so we say between 10 and 11 years, right? That Michael Jackson has been gone, and that, again, according to what this report is talking about, people are going to be split on that. Again, based on when he was living, went through some proceedings about certain aspects of the case, had been vindicated by the law. But some people say even just because, again, you can be vindicated by the law don't mean that you didn't do it, right? So I guess it just kind of depends on your perspective. Again, sometimes it could just be either your love for a person or your hate for a person, right? So we see that these two individuals, again, who said that the allegations that they both came together to collaborate, I wonder why they didn't just do separately, right? Why they felt the need to both come together, right? Is it for the credibility? So it's not just your word versus person who's no longer here, but if two of us do it, you know what I'm saying? So again, I wasn't there. So I'm not going to say whether that didn't happen or not, but let's just look at some of the stuff that had been said here. So again, accordingly, that they have already been in court and tried to pursue $100 million. That again, it said that the court decided the statute of limitations has ran out, right? And so that they brought the case back. Again, I'm trying to figure out if the statute of limitation ran out, how do you again get a case back into court if the statute of limitation had already ran out? So, and I guess unless you got something different, something new, you know what I'm saying? Or is the credibility of this docu series, is that going to be the evidence? Again, it's kind of like looking at the R. Kelly situation, right? And so again, I'll make some elaborations on that as well. But the fact is that they said the statute of limitations had ran out on this case, and that they said that a psychiatrist has said that it was unnatural for teenage boys, to either fabricate, right? And you see, the nephew was like, unless they Michael Jackson, right? Meaning that there's something to gain. Right? Again, here maybe their insinuation is the fact that they said there's an incentive here, and the incentive would be, well, we have seen those who've been around have many moons and many suns. You've seen situations where you've seen that people have gone out their way to, come to find out later that they have fabricated, I'm a little tongue tied today, fabricated situations that, end up come to the plaintiff or the defendants have become exonerated, right? And so, people try to be very apprehensive about situations like that because, again, you wouldn't want to be in the shoes, and again, you're telling the truth, but again, it could be the boys that cried wolf, right? Could be, right? To the fact that they're talking about, again, the last video or the last show that I did, it talked about exhuming Michael Jackson, right? To dig him up because he didn't die hard enough, right? And so you see that these same two individuals back in 93 both had testified on behalf of the person who they now accuse. It's kind of like this story that we'll probably do a little later on about the Michael Cohen situation, right? So, it's kind of like, well, you told in that case, you told a lie that time, and now you want to come out and say you're telling the truth. So it kind of be in the reverse here. Like, okay, you said then that you said, that you say he didn't, then now to come back and say he did. So it's a little conflict, right? Where people look at that as contradictory. And so, again, by being youngsters, again, as adults, you try to give them the benefit of the doubt because you would have liked to assume that young people have no motives. Now, again, it's not saying that somebody could be whispering in their ear, let me tell you a little something. We can get paid. Matter of fact, didn't one of them do that? That the child came back out later on, said daddy lied, and they ended up happening as Michael Jackson had passed, right? He died right after that, right? So, you never know, right? So all this is very speculative until it goes through the process to whether it can be, the situation can be rendered, whether guilt or innocent, if it should even pick up, right? So again, is it to be public opinion? Is it to damage one's credibility when yet another person can't defend oneself, and this is fair game now? So, they said that according to the article here with GALE King, right? Now think about this too. I'll talk about that next. Okay, so you see where they said that Safe Chuck and what was the other one? I think his name Safe Chuck and Wade, right? Accordingly, they said that they did that again, like I said, to protect him. So in an aspect, you still have sympathy for somebody who done you wrong. And again, is that kind of captive bonding. And is it kind of like black people in the United States, due to all that done transpired, that black people have this affinity for people who've been very abusive and done you wrong? Can you look at it from that perspective? It's possible. You got some people who, they ain't so loving after all that. They still caught their distance, right? So again, it's possible, right? Stockholm syndrome, right? But at that age, right, bothering you so much now, it should have bothered you even more the closer you were to it, right? You would assume that, right? Or could it be the glitz and glamour of the name of the individual that made you just more like override that anyway? Did you tell mommy? Did you tell daddy? No, nobody? Okay. So based on the way that these cases are trying to have, they're trying to adjudicate or trying to get it so they can adjudicate it, would be a unilateral, right? It's one-sided. Dead men, dead people can't speak. So to exhume him, you're going to try to use bodily fluids and DNA. But I'm trying to figure out, how does somebody, it began, you said between the ages of 7 and 14, knew to do a Monica Lewinsky? You got something that you had that you kept? You understand? I mean, how does that work? And so you see that the family says the whole motive here has nothing to do with that. Is all about trying to, run with the bag. Family definitely, they gonna say, because again, I'm pretty sure they know how, the life that they have garnered due to the fame and fortune, the popularity that they have gotten from that. And then, did you see how he tried to say, well, that the family is, worried about, is dipping into the pot for they financially? Well, who wouldn't be? Wait a minute, you mean to tell me that y'all got, let's put it this way. You got some generational wealth in your family. And we supposed to not try to protect that on the whims of people maybe trying to fabricate incidents to, dig in the pot. So of course they're going to do that. It was only natural, but you try to make it like their motive is for it. But that's, again, they saying in opposition, it says that's what their motive is. But again, see how they try to twist that, right? So it was funny, and I won't say funny, but what I think ironic, let me say that's a better choice of word. Ironically, you got GALE King, who's doing the family of the Jacksons, right? Check this out. Guess, according to what I read a couple of days ago, who's supposed to be, after they do the HBO docuseries, right after that, there's going to be an interview held by that was a Safe Chuck and Wade. Guess who's going to do the interview? Oprah Winfrey. Oprah. Now, didn't Oprah also do the interview with Michael Jackson too? Where she had this at Neverland too? Right? So I just kind of wonder, you know what I'm saying, that, again, I got no hat in this race, you know what I'm saying, what my feeling towards the music of Michael Jackson and what he gave to music and videos and stuff like that, that's the only thing of my knowledge to Michael Jackson. What his personal life was, it was what it was. And the thing is, lessons are to be learned, because again, look who you, if you, again, it's one thing to, you know, want to love and be charitable and things of that. But again, they say that wolf can be dressed, sheep can be dressed in wolf clothing, right? So even though they look childlike and innocent, but that don't mean that the people that's not putting them in the position don't have they're not opportunists. Again, we in a capitalistic society. So, you know, everything's fair and everything's good when you're after the almighty dollar, because I guess that's what Steve Harvey said, right? Steve Harvey said, this ain't the white man game. This ain't the black man game. This is the money game. Well, money games mean if anytime I have any association, fraternization, affiliation with you, and if I can make a claim, it's fair game. Well, can't blame nobody about that. Again, we have to just kind of observe for those who would like to put themselves in that position, you know, as they have case studies. Well, this is one for you to do a case study, but you know, this ain't going to go away to the end. Some people will watch, some people will never going to watch. Well, I don't know, y'all. I can't say or not. You know, again, as a journalist, as black media, sometimes I have to watch something just to have the insight and knowledge of it. So stay tuned for that, right? So let's get on to the next story, right? Let me get on to the next story. Let me go see. Let me decide this here, okay?
Susie, good evening. Both parties in this story describe this as a scary situation for them. On one hand, you have this YouTuber who was shot in the leg and had to be rushed to the hospital, understandably concerning. And on the other hand, you have staff and teachers inside of the school who say they have no idea why someone was outside recording them.
Oh! Shot me!
A tense confrontation outside a synagogue and Hebrew girls' school ended in a shooting Thursday.
Stay there. Just stay there.
A YouTube curator who goes by Furry Potato was live streaming outside the Etz Jacob Synagogue in the Fairfax district. The person recording, who goes by Zoe, says she is part of the First Amendment auditors community on YouTube. They're users who record videos in public, they say, to exercise their First Amendment rights.
Listen, nobody should freak out when someone's recording from a public sidewalk. And that's all she was doing.
But the school principal said the whole thing worried her and the students.
An individual was filming our girls at the school and the building, the perimeter of the building extensively, including all the windows and the exits. And this caused a great deal of anxiety to both our staff and our students. And during the incident, we did try to keep the girls calm, and the building was placed on lockdown.
A man who says he saw what happened said he also was concerned.
So I asked her several times, I said, what are you doing? Why are you taking pictures of right in the doorway where all these young girls are? And it's a synagogue, and they would not respond and just got very kind of close and far, and it was bizarre behavior.
The video shows the security guard's gun going off and Zoe shouting,
Shot me in the leg.
Zoe said it was then that a bullet grazed her leg. She was taken to the hospital and treated.
I'm just taking shots of the thing. He comes up super aggressive. I'm not looking to talk to that guy at that point.
Police say she did not commit a crime. And again tonight, we have just learned breaking news that security guard has been arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon. Reporting live from the Fairfax district, Sarah Donchie, KCAL 9 News.
All right, Sarah.
What in the world? Was that a man or a girl? What? I couldn't tell. It says Zoe, and kind of way it looked, had some breasts too, but it sounds sure like it had some baritone in the voice. Don't pay no attention to me, right? So what we have here is seeing like a situation of a YouTuber who's out there again. This particular something potato, right? We give too many shout outs over here, especially you ain't from the ADOS, BOS, DOS. But anyway, so I seen this story and it's fact, I'm like, okay, I know in this day and age, now if you've been around a little bit, you know what I'm saying, there's a such thing as invading one square. And so everybody assumed today that, filming and taking people's, imagery, just because it's your camera, it's fair game. It's my camera, and I can do what I want. You do. But there is an aspect to it, and it's my belief, is that maybe, violating somebody who may not want to be having a picture taken. And so in the case of, it looks like this area seems to be a synagogue, right? Ain't that right, Sharon Washington, right? Synagogue, right? Right? That scripture about them synagogues, right? But anyway, so here it was that looked like they had somebody there he was about it, right? They about it. And so this person here, according to these YouTubers that facilitate this kind of footage, seems to go around and they deal with police and get them into situations where they get falsely arrested and things, and then they get a lot of views and talk shit to the police and all that good stuff, and that's what they do to get their viewership up. But this is when shit go wrong, right? Because again, everybody ain't playing. Now, as a security person, right, it is your job to secure. And being that Jewish school, they, again, the way they keep trying to always make everything is anti-Semitic and everybody's after their ass, and they the world's greatest tragedy. So, here's somebody outside, again, what in the world, man, a girl, and you out here videoing, which it was said in the video here that it was a girls' school. So, I'm pretty sure they like, there's somebody out here, we don't know what this is about. They got a camera. So they going to use the dialogue to say, hey, because they got to justify, because, my man, he a ride or die. They want to keep him. You understand? And you pretty sure they gonna throw some of them. They gonna throw their boys to go in there to protect his ass too. You know what I'm saying? Now again, he gonna have to go through the rigmarole. But again, they gonna put them boys to help defend him. So you can see how the school was coming out saying what it was saying. So they trying to justify what he did. Now again, you lucky you only got one to the leg. Now, the way it looked like he did it Barney Fife ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day to watch Andy Griffin and shit, Barney Fife, they had one bullet in the gun because the nigga would shoot himself in his foot. It looked like he was trying to threaten you, you know what I'm saying, by the time you get back, you know what I'm saying, as he trying to pump fake and shit. This nigga shooting and shit, and then got one in the leg, and oh shit, he shot him in the leg. Yeah, you lucky. Because Barney Fife, boy, he already nervous, itching, twitching finger. It don't matter. You lucky he went pointing at your head. Now, again, I'm just saying, as a person who's on doing what I do, and you know, I don't get paid for it, so I don't get the viewership because, again, I'm all blocked up over here. And again, at the end of the show, we shall see this. So, you know, what's too far? You know what I'm saying? There's just where you just go too damn far with these damn cameras. Again, they have a pros and a con. There's certain situations, again, there's black DOS, ADOS, and so forth. When you see Popo, when you ride by, pull that camera out, because it could be the difference of some family, you know what I'm saying, being compensated or somebody being exonerated due to some fuck shit going on from the other side. And then it could also be to exonerate when they in the right, the other side to it, right? So, but all this other shit is just, you know, trying to entice and get people to do some shit, you know, that can go wrong. You know what I'm saying? When this shit go wrong and you lucky you just caught one to the leg and it wasn't serious. So, you know, it is what it is. There's those out here, you know, you just got to be natural. Come up with something original. You know, you making up shit that could possibly, you know, everybody ain't playing with you. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, a little story there for you, right? You know, I touch a little bullshit here and there, right? So I got to do that, right? Now, let's get into some more shit here, right? Now, again, this here, you know, this being the end of what we call, again, they want to call the official Black History Month. And it seems like, I don't think in this nation you could ever not have Black History Month. It got to be 365 and 366 on leap year, right? Because this always going to happen until it just get to the point that it just somehow disappears. So we're seeing this. Now, how, okay, let's say, what's the possibility of lightning strike twice? They say that, you know, it's almost impossible for lightning to strike twice. Okay. Well, if it strike this tree, can it strike the tree that's right next to it? Well, let me show what I'm talking about and be right back. Check this out. Let me go ahead. Should I? Well, no, we'll wait to the end and do it this way.
In Virginia, after Virginia's governor's blackface scandal, here is the headline from our partners at the Washington Post. Virginia First Lady under fire for handing cotton to African American students on a mansion tour. Cotton. All right, let's move on. And let's get real about
Virginia's First Lady under fire after handing out cotton to student visitors. You know I'm going to say that again. Virginia's First Lady under fire after handing out cotton to visiting students. This story was done in Fox News February the 28th or 27th, 2019. And this is how it reads. The wife of embattled Virginia Governor Ralph Northam is at the center of another potentially embarrassing moment for the state Democrat leadership. After an African-American legislator page claimed she gave her and another black page a ball of cotton and asked, "Can you imagine being an enslaved person and having to pick this all day?" In a letter to Pam Northam that was dated Monday and obtained by Wavy TV, the unidentified 8th grader said the First Lady comments and just the way you carried yourself was beyond inappropriate, especially considering recent events with the governor. From the time we walked into the executive mansion, I did not receive a welcoming vibe, said the student who called the experience very testing. In an email statement, Northam spokesman Ofria Hishka denied that the First Lady had singled the black students out when she led them on a tour of the mansion and an adjacent building that had once served as a kitchen. She did not single anyone out. She invited all of the pages to touch agricultural products such as dried tobacco, produce, cotton, and artifacts displayed in the historic kitchen as part of an educational tour, Hisco said. In a separate statement, Pam Norton said the historic kitchen should be a feature of Executive Mansion tours, and I believe it does a disservice to Virginians to admit the stories of the enslaved people who lived and engaged in an effort to thoughtfully and honestly share this important story since I've arrived in Richmond. I have provided the same educational tour to Executive Mansion visitors over the last few months and used a variety of artifacts and agricultural products and crops with the intention of illustrating a painful period of Virginia's history. I regret that I have upset anyone. Ralph Northam has defied calls from the state and National Democratic Party to resign since a racist photo of his 1984 medical school yearbook page surfaced on February the 1st. Northam initially apologized for appearing in the photo, which showed one man in blackface and another in cloaked and pointed hood of the Ku Klux Klan member. The following day, he said he no longer believed he was in the photo, though he acknowledged having worn blackface the same year to look like Michael Jackson in a dance contest. Northam has largely stayed out of sight, only appearing in public at the funeral of State Trooper. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax has been accused of sexual assault by 2 women, and Attorney General Mark Herring admitted to wearing blackface in college. Last week, Northam canceled plans to attend a civil rights commemoration event at historically black Virginia Union University after students asked him not to come, saying his presence could overshadow the event. According to the Washington Post, the Virginia governor recent was built with slaves labor in 1813 and is the oldest active governor residence in the United States. The Post reported Wednesday that the girl's mother, Leah Dozer Walker, the Director of Equity and Engagement at the Virginia Department of Education, wrote in a letter to lawmakers and the governor's office that Mrs. Northam's actions do not lead me to believe that this governor's office has taken seriously the harm and hurt that have caused African Americans in Virginia, or that they are deserving of our forgiveness. All right. So, last time we talked about the husband and the possibility, I guess you had to pick which one, right? He was either the cat in the Klan suit or he was the dude in the blackface. And then he originally said he was, and he came back afterwards and said he wasn't. But he said he admitted that he went to school and tried to dress up like Michael Jackson, though, like that made it better. So here it is, the wife, right? So here it is, a school tour to the governor's mansion, right? And she decided to say, well, let me show y'all something. Come on over here, let me show you something. Here in this nice big kitchen, there used to be a lot of niggers in here. Boy, can you just imagine the butter biscuits and grits and gravy and all that they was cooking in here? Well, now look at this here, kids. You see this here? This some cotton. Look at this. Would you imagine? Would you have to pick that all day? Huh? I mean, there's some insensitivity in this aspect. Again, what is it about? Is it the 400-year commemorative? Is this the deflection tactic so that you don't have to deal with the simple fact about reflective of what done had happened? Because again, I hear a lot of conversations out here, and again, I seen somebody the other night, and he want to say something to the fact about, well, let's look at today. There's nobody here today who was in slavery. And so because nobody here was in slavery, so we shouldn't have nothing. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me say this for the record. For that idiotic logic you were spewing. Okay. So you say that today, because let's say the people today who are present. Now again, it's funny how a lot of white folks all of a sudden now seem to be only getting here from Ellis Island 1930s and so forth. All of a sudden, everybody only coming like later. Nobody. Where's the white folks who go all the way back when we was here, right? So these people, what should we owe? Should I have to owe? My parents should have to owe something? Wait a minute. Let's get this right. Those who are the descendants of those who were the ones who prospered off of the industry, right? Even though they did not, as you say, enslave us, but they are the beneficiaries of the profits that was made. Need I say that again? Just because today you can't say that you per se enslaved does not mean that the descendants today are not benefiting off of the profits that were gained off of, again, those of our ancestors who built this country on free labor. Then when you so-called emancipated, free them, they didn't have anything in their pockets nor a shirt on their back. And they went through all this bullshit. And here are the children of children's. And they didn't have nothing. We ain't got nothing. If you part of that, you got something. So what makes you... The logic that these people got is crazy. It's as crazy as somebody who thinking that it's a nice idea that I'm going to show you what dry tobacco is. I'm going to show you the products of the cotton. I'm going to get, again, the insensitiveness of what has transpired and the devastation of the institution of what had it laid. It shouldn't, I guess it should behoove the mind of your rationale. Huh? It should just get to the point of what the, really? So, what should we expect, Virginia? What should we expect? I mean, you, again, as they say in the commemorative 1619, 400 years, some things just don't change. Some people just what they are, and they always gonna be it. And no matter how they try to, dress it up, it's always gonna show the fangs and the dripping from the mouth, right? So we're gonna move on because I don't. That's self-explanatory right there, right? Now check this out. Let me go ahead and give you the successive to it. Let's just see. Is it just certain individuals who just do this? Is it just an individual, or is this some kind of something in the system that just keeps showing, and then they say things like this? Check this out. Now, this story also happened. Now, again, remember, these people here are people in politics, right? So you would think people in that position, at least that's the way you've been programmed to think that these people are a little bit more, have some kind of morals and standards and a little bit more IQ, but I guess that has nothing to do with traits, does it? So let me play this. I'll be right back. Maryland lawmaker apologizes for calling majority black county a nigger district. You know I'm going to say that again. Maryland lawmaker apologizes for calling majority black county a nigger district. This story was done in the Huffington Post, February the 27th, 2019, and this is how it reads. A Maryland lawmaker apologized Tuesday for using a racial slur to describe a majority black county in suburban Washington. Delegate Mary Ann Lasante, who is white, allegedly told a white colleague last month at an Annapolis cigar bar that campaigning in Prince George County on behalf of another candidate amounted to door-knocking nigger district, reported the Washington Post. Prince George County, with a population that is 65% black, is one of the most affluent majority black counties in the United States. According to the Census Bureau, Hartford is 80% white. Lasante apologized for her word choice several weeks ago. I am sickened that a word that is not in my vocabulary came out of my mouth, she said in a statement. It does not represent my belief system, my life's work, or what is in my heart. Lasante also apologized to the Legislative Black Caucus on Maryland on Monday. She said she did not recall using the slur and offered an inadequate apology, the caucus said in a statement on Tuesday. It is clear, Delegate, Lasante is unsuited to continue in the position of leadership in the Maryland General Assembly. The Black Caucus statement said, the use of a derogatory term exhibits that she does not hold the requisite contrition to be entrusted in a leadership role moving forward. Lasante announced Tuesday that she has also apologized to the entire House Democratic Caucus and had agreed to step down as chair of the Unemployment Insurance Subcommittee on the House Economic Matter Committee after meeting with House Speaker Michael E. Bush. Bush said in a statement Monday that Lasante must face the consequences of her behavior. He did not immediately respond to her request for further comment. The Legislative Black Caucus of Maryland also called on Lasante to undergo racial sensitivity training, which she said she would attend. I understand that the use of inappropriate and insensitive language is not acceptable under any circumstance, she wrote in her statement. I am sorry for the hurt I have caused and will do everything I can to help heal that pain and regain the trust of my colleagues and the constituents. I pray for forgiveness. The Post questioned Lasante earlier this month about whether she used a slur, but she claimed she couldn't recall much of that evening. Asked if she believed she ever used the word, Lasante said she was sure she had. I'm sure everyone has used it, she told the Post. I used the F word. I used the Lord's name in vain. All right, y'all. Once again, you know I got to do it, y'all. They just being persistent. So I must show you my end, right? So we're going to go to my own page, right? You see that? We're going to start off with this, right? As you can see, I will highlight it as I show you. You see up there where it says Mr. Blows Your Minds, right? Right here it says that I got 2,928 subscribers, 225 videos, right? So we'll go down, let's go a little bit here, scroll down. You see there's the ADOS to reparate or not is the issue of the day, right? You see some of my other ones, right? You see this is my page, right? That is what you should get when you come to right here, right? When it says Mr. Blows Your Mind. See the search engine up there says Mr. Blows Your Mind, right? That's what it says. All right, so let's see what happens now. Let's go ahead and put, since it's in the search engine already, let me go ahead, let me click that. Let me search and see what it come up and say. Let's see what happens here. You know, it might be a little slow day. I didn't let it run today, right? Okay, so it's taking its time, right? Because it's trying to figure out you're already on the page, right? So when it goes there, it says, right, it's gonna say, okay, it says I got no internet connection. Really? Oh, okay. Well, that's what it was. All right, let me try it again. All right, let's try it again. Let's refresh the page. Right, refresh the page again. Let's get it, right? All right, so we're going, this is good, right? So now, okay, it's redirected itself, need to do all that. Okay, so it is going back to, right? Did it go back? It went back there. Okay, now, I don't want you to see this yet. No, not yet, not yet. We're going to use this here. We're going to use that at the proper time. So, right? So we're going to do this here. Okay? So let's just say, because I was already on mine, right? Let's say if I was trying to, let's do it this way. Let's start off with an entirely new page, right? Slow this morning because actually there's a lot of stuff I got on here running right now. Right? So you can see. Now you see why sometimes be doing what it do, right? Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and get on to the YouTube part here. And let's see. Someone there. What's this down here saying? What? Mr. Blows Your Mind failed network disconnect. Okay. Don't know why it's saying that, right? Alright, so you see there the page here, you see some people up there, right? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put, let's say I'm in here and I want to search. So I'm going to put, you know, MRBLOW, right? Oh, look at that. Do you see what's coming up with MRBLW? I got I Blows Your Mind, I Blows Your Mind Workout, I Blows Your Mind Diet, I Blows 10 Breathalyzer, I Blown Burnout, I Blown Your Mind Height, I Blown Spice, I Blown Your Mind Instagram, I Blown Your Mind Photoshop. Wait a minute. But mine is MRBLO. Well, let me see if I put the rest of my name, see what happens. Blow SURMIND. Wow. Still shows nothing with Mr. Blows Your Mind. Nothing. What is this? What is this? All right, so let's see. Who is this I Blows Your Mind character? What is this? Who? Maddie Crumb. Maddie Crumb. Now those again, remember, I did the live stream video showing you this, right? Remember this? I'm going to go ahead and show you some of this, right? This is Maddie. Okay, we're seeing this, right? All right, so, okay, so let's see something. All right, so you got a video that you supposedly did. Let's go, well, that says that. Well, let's try a different one. Now look at this. I see Maddie Crumb Subliminals, Maddie Crumb Diet, Maddie Crumb and Ethan Dolan. What's all this? I mean, really? Okay, let's go back in and put it in. So that's showing on the page. We put I Blows Your Mind. I'm trying my name in there again. Mr. BLOWSURMIND. Really? I still don't come up again. It says report search prediction. How about I do that? Okay, well, I do this live. That says I'm going to report search prediction. And put down other. Okay. My channel. Did y'all see that? My channel. My channel is blocked. Mr. Blows. I have all right, got that Maddie Crumb, right? Okay, so now you see me live what I'm doing, right? So I went ahead and I did this, right? I have a URL that is completely dead from search. Maddie Crumb, who has monopolized several or all reference to my own, including her name. And I found out my URL doesn't exist with proof. Now, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to report that, right? So go ahead, boom. Okay, so now let's get back into it. So we see 3 weeks ago is the most recent video she did, right? It's cutting my own bangs, right? So we're going to go ahead and click on that, right? All right, so let's see, right? All right, according to that, right? In 3 weeks, this person supposed to have 29,754 views, 881 likes, and 17 dislikes, right? Okay, so, okay, all right, okay, all right, so, now, again, do I got a problem with Maddie Crumb? No, I don't know you, don't have no reference to know you. Reason 2, I'm trying to figure out why is it that my channel, okay, right, which again, let's go back in there again. So that's I Blows Your Mind, that's her. I Blows Your Mind workout, same person. It's Maddie Crumb, right? Maddie Crumb again, right? So go back again, right? Okay, that's workout. You get diet, right? Right? You get height. Okay, same person, right? You get Instagram. Okay, that's you too, right? Your Instagram too, right? You get Photoshop too. You get Photoshop too, right? Okay. All right. So, all right. Let's see if we put your name in there, right? Let's put her name in there, right? So I put in the Maddie Crumb, right? Maddie, right? Maddie Crumb, right? But her name is in the search engine right there. You see it right there, right? You see it, huh? But her name comes up in the search engine, right? You put the name there, boom, look, it's up there, right? Look at that, Maddie Crumb, right? Now you get Maddie Crumb workout, Maddie Crumb subliminals, Maddie Bum body subliminals, Maddie Crumb fitness, Maddie Crumb and Ethan Dolan, Maddie Crumb body, Maddie Crumb what I eat in a day, Maddie Crumb abs, Maddie Crumb music videos. Okay, You monopolizing. How do you get to monopolize if you don't got the channel? How are you getting all that in your channel? Now let's see something here. Let's go to the page, right? Let me show you something. So I'm gonna go directly to the page now, right? Okay. So you got that there, right? So okay, let's see. So you got 3 weeks ago a video, 4 months ago, 5 months ago, a year ago, right? Year ago, right? 2 years ago, right? Your videos go back 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago is your videos go back only 2 years ago, right? So let's go see what about is. Let's see the about. Let's see what this is about. Okay. So according to today, you've been joined since June 11, 2011, right? You have 544,000 views. That's it? 544,939 views, right? Okay. All right. So, okay, it says description is weird humans who make videos, right? So let's see something here. You got Instagram, right? So let's go to Instagram. Okay, so Instagram pops up. Okay. Let's see, huh? So boom, there you go. But it says follow, I blow your mind. 297 posts, 530,000 followers, 317. Really? All of a sudden? Because I got something that shows prior to that it didn't have that. Okay. Okay. Again, that's for those who like that, right? That's your preference, okay? Okay, that's what that is. Okay. All right. So, well, okay. So that's Instagram, right? That's Instagram. What does that got to do with me on YouTube? That's Instagram, right? All right. So let's look at your Facebook. Is your Facebook that? Your Facebook is what? Let's see. So go to your Facebook, click, right? Right, and this says Maddie Crumb, right? It's about Maddie Crumb, right? January 10th is the last time you post something in 2018, right? Right? So, okay, 2018, January, over a year ago, right? Over a year ago, right? So let's go back again, right? Let's go to your Twitter page, right? So go to the Twitter page and, all right, now your Twitter page, right, is I Blows Your Mind, right? I Blows Your Mind, as you maybe you can see that, I Blows Your Mind, joined May 2018. What? May 2018. Really? You only got 39 followers following you, 1 follower, and 5 tweets. Huh? You know, been since May 2018. Right? Yes, you got I Blows Your Mind. Okay, what does that got to do with mines? That has nothing to do with me. Right? Okay, so this here, okay, that called you got 17,641 subscribers. Okay, no problem. Now I'm going to show y'all something. All right, now let's see something here. Right. So what I'm going to do is this thing called TubeBuddy, right? So what we're going to do is, let's see, I think there's a little thing on here called competitor, right? let's match it up. Let's match up the competitor, right? Let's see something. I mean, wow, my internet is extremely slow. What's going on? What's crawling? I'm gonna have to. I mean, look at that. See, this is what I go through, y'all. Okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to Maddie Crumb's page, right? And I'm going to hold on. Let me take care of that. Let me get this out the way. All right. So I'm gonna get her URL, right? Take her URL, right? And we're gonna copy that, right? Now we're gonna go back to TubeBuddy. We're gonna add her in, right? We're gonna add in her, right? We're gonna add her in as a competitor, right? Paste it in there, save that, let it do what it do. Boom. Now you see, it says 8 videos. She only got 8 videos. 545,000 views, 17.6 subscribers. Okay, that's what it is. Okay, I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you. 8 videos, right? Okay, so let's put in Mr. Blows Your Mind. Let's put Mr. Blows Your Mind in there. Let me show y'all something. Let me show you something. All right, so look at this. Look at this. See, yeah, I think the agents don't live on live stream. The agents live because where I'm at. You understand? You gotta check that out. Huh? What's this bullshit here? Right? Look at this. All right. Don't do what you do. Right? Let me go ahead. Right? Yeah. So we're gonna go over here and get Mr. Blows Your Minds. All right, go ahead and copy Mr. Blows Your Minds, right? All right, what's all this? It's still trying to figure out, huh? All of a sudden now my internet is slow, right? Y'all been watching me the whole time. All of a sudden now, you know what I'm saying, I dropped that report, right? So what's happening now? All of a sudden now the internet is like it's not even working, huh? Come on, what's going on? What's going on, y'all? Come on. What's all this? Huh? What's all this? Look at this, huh? Huh? What's all this? What's all this? I mean, what? Just go ahead and knock it out, huh? It's just stuck. It's stuck. Huh? We're just stuck. Okay, so go back to the tool again. Go back to competitors. Right? All of a sudden now, man, my internet, look at my internet, y'all. Huh? Huh? Look at this. Huh? Look at it, y'all. Look at it. Huh? Look at it. Do you see that? Are you seeing that? Huh? Are you seeing that? Live. See, y'all think I be making shit up. So now we're going to put in Mr. Blows Your Mind. Watch carefully. Put in Mr. Blows Your Minds. Watch what it says. Watch what it says. Oh, what? What? Save again, huh? I want you to watch it, huh? I want you to see. You see that on the side growing up? You see the black side? You know what it's saying? You want to know what it's saying? Sorry, we can't find a channel at the URL you entered. What? So Mr. Blows Your Mind has a dead end URL. Let me show you again. Now, how is that possible when I got 275,000, 50,000, 2018, 15,000 view videos when I was on here, had no problems, and all of a sudden, now you telling me my URL don't even exist. Now you see why Mr. Blow Your Mind can't get past 100. The gig is up. Thank you, Tool Buddy. All right. So you seen it live, right? There it was. Got to see it live and in the flesh. Can you believe that, man? Can you actually believe that? That's the kind of shit I have to go through in order to maintain to have myself a so-called channel, right? So is this a discrimination going on here? Bet your bottom dollar that's what that is, right? So here it is. I've been in the game. Now the thing I didn't show y'all was this. I'm not going to show you it because I had already put everything together, right? And so let's see. I'm going to go ahead and do this live. Let me see. All right. I'm just going to tell you what it is, and you can actually go see for yourself for those who might be interested in seeing if what I'm saying is any merit to it, right? Now, on my particular channel, remember, she had 544,000 views, right? Accordingly, her channel has been on since 2011, right? Now, guess what? Mr. Blows Your Mind has been around since 2012. Right? Hers said June, mine is July. And so you about less than a year ahead of me. Right? And I had been persistent from 2012 up to about I'll say 18, because I was kind of on and off, right? I wasn't doing it the way that I'm doing now, and because of them having me on the 90 days, right? And then again, for a lot of y'all who are subscribers, due to the simple fact, again, the white extinction video that went viral. And when I mean viral, that would be viral considered in the black corner of the internet. So what they did is they stopped it. They didn't say that it broke any rule. It said it was this offensive to who? Why is the video offensive when all it was telling stats and data and stories pertaining to whatever the storyline was about? It wasn't about killing nobody or nothing. So now, when my URL, that I have a specified URL to my channel, and guess what? As you just seen, as I just displayed, and according to the, to Buddy, Mr. Blows Your Mind, as I've been stating for, again, those who are very avid watchers of this channel, I've been saying it time and time and time again. This time I actually had something that actually will prove the fact of what I said. And it showed that Mr. Blows Your Mind channel URL don't even exist. I'm going to say that again. Can you believe that? So that way, when you go into the search engine, so that means that you got me on the dead end. So that means that anytime that my channel, when I upload videos, and a lot of times, a lot of my subscribers are not even getting notified that you are intentionally, and with intent and malice to keep my channel suppressed. That's what just happened, what you just seen, You seen with your own eyes. You seen me make the report. I've been doing things behind the scene, and guess what? You know what I'm saying? You know what it is, right? So again, I guess they even hid the live screen. Now, some of you was here to see the live screen of that. So let me tell you how many views I got. And again, for the last 5 months, those who have been on here, remember, I was not doing any uploads. I was doing no uploads. I was going straight live streams the whole time. And you going to tell me I couldn't get past 100 views. And when I send it to them, they act as if like they, no response. And then they kept doing all this stuff. Then you come up to 90 days, right? You did all that, right? Now check this out. Let me tell you the numbers and then I'm going to close out on this. Right? Because I'm going to upload another video. Accordingly, when I go to About, if you go to my channel and it says what the About is, right? When you go to the About, I have 466,695 views, right? Versus the 544,000. So you not even beat me by 100,000, maybe 80,000 views, right? You have 17,000 subscribers. I only got 2.9 subscribers, right? And I've been suppressed all this time. So again, I am the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. Take it or leave it alone. This is your host, Mr. Blows Your Mind. Again, there should have been some more at the end of that particular article, but it's going to be a part 2 to this show because again, it's already long enough. So I want to put some again because I'm doing a lot of things trying to get some things out. So there's going to be a part 2, and I'm going to probably start with again that last article and start the show off. So again, peace, love, and hair grease. John Henry Clark said we ain't got nobody, but again, this is the most hated show in the black corner of the internet. And you want to know why? Because it just is. Right? And so, you know how I got to end the show, right? We're going to end the show right. We got to get it right, right? It wouldn't be right if we didn't. So let's hit it.
Portions of the following program may be unsuitable for younger or more sensitive viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Remember, the enemy has only images and illusions, behind which he hides his true motives. Destroy the image, and you will break the enemy.
I'm here to tell you tonight that the businessmen, the mayor of this city, the police commissioner of this city, and everybody in the white power structure of this city must take a responsibility for everything. Can you feel it?
Luther and I, and everyone in this arena tonight, are unified by the same great American values. We're proud of our country. We respect our flag. Wouldn't you love to see one of these NFL owners, when somebody disrespects our flag, to say, get that son of off the field right now, out, he's fired. He's fired!
Race is when you use your power and influence to subject people into inferiority. Utterances can't be racist.
Look around you, man. They own this shit. They own this couch you sitting on, them shoes you got on your feet, this building, this school, this country, you. We're behind enemy lines, dog.
So you must first of all remember that this system was not originally designed with black people in mind. Right on, and it definitely was not prepared for black people to in the end begin to demand their rights not going back to Africa.
In the church, we used to sing the song, "Good news, the chariot is coming." While you sit here today, knowing that you have come to hear good news, you must realize in advance what good news for you might be bad news for somebody else. What good news for the sheep might be bad news to the wolf.
They say, oh, things are getting so much better for you. In 1849, it was hitting blacks on the head 100 times a day. In 1990, they hit them 48 times a day. Isn't it better? Oh, it's got to be better. You're saying 52 blows.
The only purpose of most black Americans on earth today is to destroy.
I think that's noble. Italians love Italians. When Irish love Irish. But when a nigga loves a nigga, it's an unpardonable sin. They have blood in their hands. When we say they have blood in their hands, we are not saying him, George Bezos, went and killed. But white people colonized us. They dispersed us. They enslaved our people. They sucked our economy dry. They are still sucking it dry even today. That's white people. Tony Blair, George Bush, Napoleon Bonaparte, Leopold, Adolf Hitler, Benjamin Netanyahu. All white people, they are the same. They are racist and they are full of hate.
I've been waiting for you. You have many questions, and though the process has altered your consciousness, you remain irrevocably human. Ergo, some of my answers you will understand, and some of them you will not. Concordantly, while your first question may be the most pertinent, you may or may not realize it is also the most irrelevant.
Why am I here?
Our world is coming crumbling down. The coons are coming.
You got to understand that white America has an uncanny way of making the victim the victimizer. Excuse me, master, for putting my head in the way of your club. Not that your club is brutalizing my head and putting hickeys on it. My head got in the way of your free swing and broke your shiny stick, and I want to apologize for that.
Your life is the sum of a remainder of an unbalanced equation inherent to the programming of the Matrix. You are the eventuality of an anomaly which, despite my sincerest efforts, I have been unable to eliminate from what is otherwise a harmony of mathematical precision. While it remains a burden assiduously avoided, it is not unexpected and thus not beyond a measure of control, which has led you inexorably here.
There are more connections in the human body than there are stars in the galaxy. We possess a gigantic network of information to which we have almost no access.
Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the sixth version.
5 months before me. 3. There are only 2 possible explanations. 5 months before me. Either no one told me, or no one knows.
Precisely. As you are undoubtedly gathering, the anomaly is systemic, creating fluctuations in even the most simplistic equations.
Control me! I'm gonna smash you to bits! Kill you! You can't make me do anything like Chris!
Choice. The problem is choice.
Let us remember that we are not brutalized because we're Baptists. We're not brutalized because we're Methodists. We're not brutalized because we're Muslims. We're not brutalized because we're Catholics. We're brutalized because we are black people in America.
Because white people made him to be what he is. They made him to look evil, because that's their role, to make all of us black people to look evil and to hate ourselves. I can't hate. You're a nigga till you die. If you're a poor nigga, you're a poor nigga. If you're a rich nigga, you're a rich nigga. But you never stop being a nigga, and if you get to be educated, you're just an educated nigga.
I'm told every day I'm on air that I'm racist because I call out racism. That is maddening to me, and I'm crying about it because it's crazy.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad is teaching you and I and trying to tell the white man to get this powder keg out of his house. Let the black man separate from his house. Let the black man have his own house. Let the black man have his own land and his own property.
I thought the bitch was white! Damn it! I thought the bitch was white!
That's true.
I think that white people are so guilty
knowing what they've done to black people, that they feel if the deeds were reversed, they would hate the black man if he had done the same thing to them. So it's actually, it reflects a guilt complex on the part of whites when they ask us, do we hate them? And if you notice, Uncle Sam has formed a habit of going all over the world. He calls it the ugly American, or the American image. He thinks that everybody hates him because it's a guilt complex. And if you think that if you are worried about Europeans hating you, and they're your allies and your cousins, well, naturally it would follow for you to think that Negroes in this country would hate you, especially in light of what has been done to black people in this country by white people.
Now, check it out. The white ball dominates everything, right? Knocks this kid out the yellow ball, the red ball, right? And the game's over when the white ball drives the black ball completely off the table.
But you have to see that all of this is hypocrisy.
I love Malcolm. Malcolm called me the Sunday that he died. I was working Basin Street East. He said, "Brother Greg, you coming by today?" And I said, "Malcolm, I love you." And I said, "I love you so much, I don't even want to take a chance to be there." He said, "What do you mean, Brother Greg?" I said, "Well, I close tonight, Sunday night at Basin Street East." And I said, "But I had my wife book me a flight into Chicago at 8 o'clock this morning, and I'm going to Chicago, and I had way beneath my salary booked me into a college about 10 miles from the airport. And I'm going to go there and speak this afternoon, and I'm going to stay there until they tell me you dead. Because I'm not going to let this government get two of us for the price of one. And I'm going to call Adam Clayton Powell when I finish talking to you and beg him not to come there. Because today, the United States government is going to get you."